Welcome back to Crypto Sunday. A thrilling new week has passed and we are here to discuss it. Let's analyze the events and the evolution of the market in the last week and draw the appropriate conclusions. This episode will appear publicly on Monday, but don't forget that for members it is available from Sunday, so don't miss the chance to become a member of this channel by clicking the join button in the video description or on the main page of the channel. And if you want to miss the future valuable videos on the channel, do not hesitate to subscribe right now and like this video, because what we are going to discuss today is amazing. We talked last week about global inflation, stock market prices, the price of gold, grain, oil, and the financial strategies of the world's strongest economies. If you haven't had time to watch CryotoSunday Ep.19, I really recommend you go there first to get some context for our discussion today. Don't forget that you can find CryotoSunday in both video and audio format on our YouTube channel, but also on our blog. The text is the same. Whichever form you prefer, you will find all the useful links in the description of the video on YouTube. Immediately after the intro you will find out how to avoid inflation, so stay tuned until the end. As I said last week, the U.S. Federal Reserve was to meet and raise the reference interest rate by 0.25%, which has been the case in the last week. The global fight against inflation has begun. Here is America taking the first step and raising interest rates from 0 to 0.25% and another 6 interest rate hikes for this year. And no one is guaranteeing for the time being that these increases will all be 0.25%, the waves between them being even 0.5%. We will see a slowdown in consumption due to inflation and rising interest rates. Let's not forget that these interest rate hikes are intended to have exactly this effect, to reduce the ease with which consumer loans are received, which will lead to a slowdown in consumption and thus to a calming of inflation. What does this mean for your money? This means that a period of turbulence is coming, in which no financial assets will be unaffected. Let's take them one by one. First of all, the world is thinking of taking refuge by buying shares in companies. If there is a strong crisis, do not think that there will be many companies that will grow on the stock exchanges in the coming years. There is also the risk that at the end of the crisis, half of the top companies that exist today and that you would think are immortal will no longer exist. And even if it seems impossible for this to happen, that's exactly what happened at every crisis. Few branches will continue to grow in the next period, and one of these branches is arms production, and the shares of these companies have already begun to grow, and it is likely that in the coming years we will see an explosion on these financial instruments. If we were to take refuge with money in consumer goods, such as oil, wheat, sugar, or cotton, you should know that many of these assets are already at historic highs, and from here we do not know how much they will go up, but they will definitely go down one day, but no one knows that day. A big word in investing says this: if you did not participate in the entire increase of an asset, but you still decide to buy it, do not forget that you risk participating in the entire decrease of that asset. Each time an asset reaches new highs, it will collapse sooner or later. Do you want to save your money from inflation by keeping it in gold? History teaches us that the price of gold rises only at the end of crises, sometimes even after the crisis is over, when people run away from the bloody effects of a financial crisis. If you buy gold now, and the crisis will end in 5 years, during which time gold will fall in price, what do you do if you need money? Sell at a loss? In this case, instead of protecting yourself from inflation, you have only amplified its effects. Will you still have money at the end of the crisis to buy gold before it explodes? Let me believe you won't have any more money. At the end of a financial crisis, there are few people who still have liquidity, and in general these are usually not ordinary people. However, do not be discouraged and do not be scared. Financial crises are the moments when the new millionaires appear, the places change in the game, and the owners of the assets change. Do you think that the crypto market will be a refuge from inflation? I doubt this. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Elrond, and a few other projects will certainly be here after the crisis, but I can't say the same about the other 16,000 crypto projects, which generally bring no value to humanity. I fully agree that the crypto market is in its infancy, that it can now be compared to the internet of the 90s, and that this amazing technology will soon explode and become a mainstream. Let's not forget that this does not mean that Bitcoin or Ethereum will be the winner. Remember what I needed when the internet came along? We needed a search engine. We now have Google, which we use successfully and is currently one of the largest technology companies, but does anyone know the other engines that appeared in the beginning? Let's not forget that Google was neither the first nor the only search engine. That is why it is not necessary for the winning crypto project or projects to be among those that exist now. Surely Bitcoin and Ethereum will stay here, the sure difference will be the price at which they will be sold. Tulips still exist on Earth, 400 years away from the tulip crisis, but now tulip bulbs are no longer sold more expensive than a house. Times are changing. Technology is evolving and priorities are changing as well. If I am convinced that Bitcoin and Ethereum will be here for many years to come, even if they are not necessarily the big winners, and I would rather bet on newer and more efficient technologies like LKMEX, as I have already said, I can't say the same about Shiba or Doge, which will certainly not exist in a few years, or will be devalued so much that everyone will run away from these coins. Do you want to run away from inflation by putting money in real estate? This could be a solution, even if in the short term, the real estate market is devalued in a crisis. Assuming you do not have a short time horizon, the real estate market can be a refuge, and for that I recommend you watch at least our video about InRento, the platform through which we invest in real estate and generate passive monthly income, without us organizing properties, and where you have the opportunity to invest starting at just €500. You can watch this clip by accessing the link on the screen. Government interest rates rose instead during this period. For example, German government bonds rose for the first time to a positive interest rate. From the negative interest rate as they offered so far, you can finally borrow the German state and receive a positive interest rate, which cannot be considered to protect you from inflation. This interest rate is still a little over zero, but so low that it is not wrong if we say that the interest is zero. Other states offer higher interest rates, even 1 to 2 or 3%, but inflation will be over 10% worldwide. At the end of the day, in purchasing power, it seems that you will lose money when these bonds expire and it's time to get your money back. If you want to keep cash or in the bank, in order to benefit from the lowest inflation in the next period, it would be best to keep them in US dollars or Swiss francs. We are likely to see the dollar stronger than the euro soon, as it was immediately after the launch of the European currency, when the euro quickly devalued against the dollar, even costing €1.20 at some point. However, if the savings we are talking about are below $50,000, it is advisable to keep them when you spend them, as there is little chance of making a profit from foreign exchange, which, as we know, carries commissions. If you have savings of over $50,000 that you want to pay off, as I said, I recommend the US dollars and Swiss francs for the next period. Now let's take a look at the crypto market, because even this material is called CryotoSunday. The market continues to grow. We may be heading for a mini bull run or even an altcoin season. After almost 2 months, we managed to reach a market value of over $2 trillion again. We have again some serious growth percentages in the last 7 days for serious projects, and the dominance of Bitcoin has decreased a bit. We have a total volume in the crypto market of $63 billion in the last 24 hours, which shows a small improvement. The index of fear and greed reaches 49 points today, yesterday reaching even 51 points after a month of torment at minimum values. We have finally come out of the fear zone of the market, and from here we can see an explosion that will surprise us. We have had a wonderful period of accumulation in the last months, and I hope that you have all made the most of it. For those who haven't taken advantage, the prices are still good to buy. As you know, LKMEX continues to bring interesting projects to the attention of the public, and today there is a lottery on Mayor Launchpad for the Ethereum project. I wish you all the best to win at least one ticket. The next project to be launched on Mayor Launchpad will be Black Hat, and I will make a video dedicated to this topic if you wish. Even if ELRINT has grown a lot, any purchase at these prices will be a very good deal very soon. In the coming years, we will definitely see EGLD at the top of crypto projects, once this project is discovered by investors on a larger scale. Don't forget to like this video if you found information that helps you, and send it to a friend who would like to know all this information on WhatsApp or Telegram. I am waiting for your opinion on this topic in the comments, but I also invite you on social media to continue this interesting discussion. If you are not a subscriber to the channel, you will miss the following videos that we will post, and you certainly do not want that. Thank you for staying with me until the end, and until next time, take care of your money, everyone wants it.